Welcome to the College Essay Guide Virtual College Road Trip. Thank you for joining us. Here are a few housekeeping announcements just before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type any questions to the presenters at any time. I encourage you to ask questions. It's a good idea. Your camera and your microphone are off so they cannot see you or hear you. And this is just one of the many different sessions happening today, so make sure you log in for some more. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/college essay guide. I'd like to now turn it over to our presenters. First up, we will have Northeastern University.
I hope you can all see my screen. Hi, everyone. My name is Katie Congdon, and I am the Assistant Director of Undergraduate Admissions here at Northeastern University. I am so excited to chat with you all tonight and happy to answer any and all questions. I know I don't have long here, so I'm just gonna jump right in. Northeastern University is a large private Tier 1 research university located in the heart of downtown Boston. Our student population is made up of about 18,000 undergraduates with an additional 9,000 graduate students. We have a very student-centered approach to learning, which really allows each student to truly chart their own academic paths. Now, as you can see on the screen, we currently offer over 250 majors, which include both single and combined options within our 8 colleges and programs. Our core curriculum, or NU Path, allows students to choose courses based on competencies or themes surrounding the knowledge they'll receive by taking the courses. This allows for a lot of flexibility and the natural ability to take courses across all disciplines. At the center of everything Northeastern, you'll find our robust experiential learning opportunities, which include our world famous co-op program. Now, if you aren't familiar, co-op is generally a 6-month long full-time employment work opportunity. So this is not an internship program. While an internship gives an initial taste of a job, a fully immersive co-op experience like the one we offer here really allows students to take on a true responsibility and make a real impact at the company or organization they're working with. So the integrated nature of co-op enhances both the academic growth and the professional skill development. We currently work with about 3,400 co-op employers all over the world and on all 7 continents. Our employer partners include Fortune 100 companies, global government organizations, nonprofit startups, and a whole lot more. Students can complete up to 3 co-op experiences, and at 6 months each, they have the opportunity to gain up to 18 months of full-time work experience before they even graduate college. Now, co-op is an integral part of Northeastern's unique experiential learning model, alongside opportunities, as you see on the screen, such as research, global experiences, and community service. But regardless of which options students choose to partake in through these experiential learning opportunities, they'll apply what they learn in the classroom to the real world, kind of creating that continuous learning cycle. And really, that's the power of a Northeastern education. Now, I'm a little biased here, but I truly believe that Boston is the best college town. We have the highest concentration of young people in the entire country. There's such a high population, in fact, that each September, the average age in Boston drops 9 years overall because there's so many young adults moving to the city. And Boston is largely driven by the needs and the interests of our students. Every corner of the city is filled with history and culture. Boston is both traditional and it's very cutting edge. So again, little biased here, but I think it's the best college city. A top tier education really is an investment and also one of the most important and rewarding decisions you and your family will ever make. No pressure at all. At Northeastern, we work really hard to keep these costs affordable while offering the highest possible educational value. Very briefly, I did want to mention the Northeastern Promise, which you're seeing on the screen right now. And at the forefront of this promise is our ability to meet every student's demonstrated financial need. This right now is for all domestic students, so students who are a US citizen, fingers crossed, we're hoping to expand this internationally in the future, but right, unfortunately, this is just for our domestic students. Especially in light of COVID and really the financial stress that all families are facing, it's important to know that we remain dedicated to helping all obtain this valuable Northeastern education. Our application process is going to fall into 4 different categories. As you see on the screen now, we have early decision 1, early decision 2. These both are our binding options. Then we have early action and regular decision. Those are the opposite. Those are non-binding options. I want to share a quick plug here for our new test optional policy, which was new as of last year. So I guess I can't really call it new this year. And I really want to kind of drive home that process, the promise of the policy. Regardless of a student's decision to submit test scores, all students will be reviewed for admission to Northeastern, admission to our honors program, and for all merit-based scholarships. Your student's choice of submitting or not submitting test scores is not going to advantage or disadvantage them in any way. So please keep an eye on our website and feel free to contact us if you have any questions or concerns regarding your own testing and what you might want to do with that. Now, when you combine the academics, experiential learning opportunities, and our location, again, I'm biased here, you're going to start to see how a Northeastern education really gives students a pretty big head start in the world. So once they finally graduate, they already have resumes that are full of experiences, which is one of the many reasons why employers actively seek out our Northeastern graduates. I know that I've flown through these slides. I do want to make sure all of our reps here have a chance to talk tonight. Happy to help answer any questions or comments in the chat box, and I'll also share my contact information for you there as well. Thank you all so much.
Thank you. So next up, we will have Muhlenberg College.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Muhlenberg. I am delighted you are here today to begin to learn about Muhlenberg. My name is Tara Nealon. We at Muhlenberg are a community of learners. Our students are active, they're collaborative, they're supported by faculty and advisors and professors on their 4-year transformational journey. We are in a suburban setting, 20 minutes to the totally awesome Lehigh Valley Airport, 10 minutes to downtown Allentown, 1 hour to Philadelphia, 2 hours to New York City. Fun fact, Allentown is the 3rd largest and the fastest growing city in Pennsylvania. I'm a little biased there too. Our location in the Lehigh Valley lends itself to opportunities for our students to grow, to learn, to do outside of the classroom. This could be shadowing or research experience within the Lehigh Valley Health Network, working or cheering at a minor league hockey or a minor league baseball game, my favorite things to do, going to an amusement park, symphony hall, hiking, museums, shopping, and of course, restaurants. We are a traditional liberal arts college. This exploratory program often leads to another major or minor, sometimes in a pre-professional field of study, or the pursuit of an academic partnership. Popular areas of interest for first-year students as identified on their application, and definitely subject to change along the way, includes business, theater, biology, psychology, and my absolute favorite is undecided. Yes, we have public health. Growing in popularity among first-year applicants also includes neuroscience and computer science. And our students have been able to minor in sustainability studies for decades. Now they could choose to major in it as well. The flexibility for students to pursue their interests with the support of their advisors and their professors leads to an enriching college experience and life after Muhlenberg. The next few slides, including this one here, highlight some of the numbers and statistics around campus and maybe help you understand how students engage in their Muhlenberg experience. In collaboration with classmates or the support of their professors and advisors, our students make an impact on campus, in our local community, and travel the globe. More than 50% of our students study away at least one time before they graduate. Programs range from a 1-week intensive program to even a year abroad. Students advisors and my colleagues in global education help students in choosing the study away for them, preparing for, and returning to campus as well. You see here that our Career Center offers roughly 20 industry site visits through the road trip program each year. Importantly, Career Center resources, people, programming, this is available to all Muhlenberg students from their first day on campus to well beyond graduation. Our graduates go on to become change makers, teachers, scientists, actors, business owners, coaches, journalists, attorneys, physicians, leaders in their chosen field, and productive members of their community and their workplace. Nearly 100% of our students stay in college housing all 4 years. I like to think that 9% live within walking distance. Our living learning community leads our students to be active in campus activities and engaged in the local community through volunteering and research. For any student athlete or fans of sports in the room here today, our athletes compete in the Division III Centennial Conference. We have won more than 33 conference championships since 2000, and we are the Mules of Muhlenberg. Our students are engaged in their work, active in their community, supportive of each other. They're intellectually curious, smart, kind, good citizens, and yes, they have fun. There's something to do and ways to engage every day of the week with programming from our Muhlenberg Activities Council, Greek life, faith-based clubs, affinity groups, intramural sports, theater and dance performances, and so much more. Two of my favorite traditions. One is students write a note to themselves during first year orientation, and then they open that note during senior week activities leading up to graduation. Another is our students coordinate and organize a field day for a local elementary school. Our students volunteer at this elementary school year round and then host those students on campus for a field day. On campus, just like you see on this screen, are Muhlenberg's famous red doors, which is a testament to our Lutheran roots and a sign of welcome. For those planning ahead, this slide shows what you'll need to do to submit an application to Muhlenberg. We review applications holistically, taking into account all parts of a student's application, including demonstrated interest, often done through this optional admissions interview. And we have been test score optional for over 20 years. When we read applications, our applicants present with a rigorous curriculum like honors and AP if your school offers it. And our applicants use their application to speak to their passions, interests, talents, all of which demonstrate how they'll be a good fit within the Muhlenberg community. All applicants are considered for merit scholarship and honors programs. There's not a separate application to complete, and applicants can audition or have their portfolio reviewed for a talent scholarship in the arts like theater, dance, film, music, and art, and not major in that either if they don't want to. Since 1848, we've been an institution of higher learning committed to our students' intellectual and personal growth. We look forward to learning more about you and welcoming you to campus. And like my colleague Katie at Northeastern, I will drop my contact details in the chat. Keep your questions coming. Thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you. Next is Duquesne University.
All right, sorry about that, a little bit of a delay. Hello, everybody. Good evening. My name is Gabby. I am an admissions counselor from Duquesne University. I know it's a weird French word, but that is how we are pronounced. I'm an assistant director for undergraduate admissions for Duquesne. I'm so happy you're here tonight. Please feel free to ask any questions, and anything comes along the way, let me know. So who is Duquesne? Who are we? So we were founded in the late 1800s by Puritan priests. During this era, it was very common for families to immigrate from Europe to the Pittsburgh area. We are located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And a very common conversation being had with in the area was that there was a lack of educational resources for children and students of these families. So a group of about 5 or 6 Puritan priests rented a room upstairs of a bakery in downtown Pittsburgh with about 50 students. Boom, Duquesne was born. We've grown a lot exponentially in geographical size and population size. We are now up to 9,500 students total with total enrollment, with the majority being undergraduate students, 6,000 of that 9,500. So that's all of you. You're all prospective undergraduate students. The majority of our student body are students pursuing a bachelor's degree. Our numbers make us a medium-sized institution, but we are very proud of the smaller student to teacher ratio of 14:1, with the average class size being about 28 students. Duquesne is a liberal arts college, like many of the colleges also present at this session tonight. What that means is, in addition to your major requirements, let's use psychology as an example, you also are required to fulfill general education classes on top of that. So kind of giving you exposure and a little bit of everything in all cross disciplines to make you a well-rounded student, to make you a well-rounded employee in the workforce in the future. I bring this up at this part of the presentation because your larger classes will be your liberal arts classes, your general education, your English composition, your science with the lab. So you really kind of get a nice variety as far as classroom sizes at Duquesne. We're located in the Berg. Pittsburgh's the Berg. There's no other Berg. It is a wonderful, wonderful city. We are about 5 hours from Philadelphia, and Pittsburgh's a city that's evolving. There's lots to do, lots of culture, lots of restaurants. We are in the heart of downtown. We sit on what's called the Bluff. You'll hear that term a lot. We sit up on the Bluff, or hey, I'm going back to the Bluff. We essentially sit on a cliff that overlooks the city. So you really get the best of both worlds with being in the city without being in the hustle and bustle. There's no city traffic. There's no cars honking. It's very peaceful. So you get those best of both world experiences. And everything's walkable. So you can walk to your internship for 2 hours a day, maybe Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. You go to class at noon and then get out of class at 1:30, go to your internship till 5. Lots of convenience that comes along with our campus. We have 9 schools with 85 undergraduate majors. We are well known for a lot of our direct entry programs. So we offer programs that require an advanced degree. For instance, physical therapy, you need more than just a bachelor's degree. So here at Duquesne, we offer many programs where you apply one time as a student, as a high school student, and then you're done, one and done. You don't have to reapply down the road, your 3rd or 4th year in your bachelor's degree for the master's portion of your overall degree. Once you're in, you're in. And these are programs for like physician assistant studies, speech language pathology, physical therapy, occupational therapy, pharmacy. The list really does go on and on and on. Always offering hands-on learning in all programs. It's obvious with the health sciences, nursing, but for instance, our business school, we also have a simulation lab for our business students to have kind of mock presentations. Maybe they're presenting to a board of directors. We really try to give that real world experience to students before they cross that stage at graduation. I'm not going to read this word for word, but these are just points of distinction throughout all of our schools. A lot of them are statistics, so high pass rates. For instance, the NAPLEX exam for the School of Pharmacy, our bar pass rate is in the 90s. We also have our School of Music. We have 68 Steinway pianos. So really, no matter what school you're looking in, there's impressive information at all different angles. And we're actually opening up a medical school in fall of 2024, which is so exciting for the institution and for Pittsburgh, really. We are hoping to start a class with a cohort of 75 students with an established cohort of 150. And again, that will be in fall of 2024. So let's say you enroll at Duquesne as a traditional undergraduate student. That timing will work out very nicely with your curriculum plan so that you continue on to medical school if you decide to go to Duquesne for med school. Career preparation starts year 1, day 1 at Duquesne. It's not like you wait until your senior year and you're like, oh, I'm graduating in a month. I guess I have to make a resume. No, we make sure that's taken care of your first year at Duquesne. Mock interviews, resume, editing services, job and internship fairs. And all of these services are offered to you for free as a Duquesne alum, really for the rest of your life. We are rolling admission. I'm so sorry, I did not update these dates. That is totally my bad. Rolling admission, which means we don't have set deadlines. We do have a deadline exception, which is for physician assistant program. That is December 1st of 2021. Rolling admission means we also try to give you a decision as soon as we can. We do require an application. We're a Common App school, essay, letter of recommendation, high school transcript, and test scores. We are test optional for fall 2022. General requirements, 3.0 GPA, 1080 SAT, 21 ACT. For the health sciences, 3.5 GPA, 1170 SAT, 24 ACT. We take a holistic application approach. And then you receive a scholarship based off of your merit. So this is also based off of your academics, your grades, your test scores, and that is offered to you automatically. Please ask any questions you have in the chat. Just like my colleagues here, I will also put in my contact information, and I hope to see some of your faces soon.
All right, thank you so much. So next up, we have Albright College.
Hi everyone, my name is Alexis Willis. I am an admission counselor for Albright College. I'm also an alumni, so I guess there's no one really better to give you an inside scoop on Albright College. So I'm going to take you through, give you some information. So just quickly at a glance, Albright was founded in 1856, and it's a small private liberal arts college in Reading, Pennsylvania. So we're about an hour and a half from Philly and about 2.5 hours from New York City and Washington, D.C. So we have some awesome cities near us. We have about 1,800 day students, so we are a smaller school, but that means smaller class sizes. So we do have a 14:1 classroom ratio. We value inclusivity and our diverse community at Albright. Nearly 50% of our population of students identifies as non-white. So we definitely value our global majority group of students at Albright. And next, we're going to kind of move on to costs and scholarships and aid. So to the left, you'll see that is our total cost for tuition, room, board, and any of the student services fees that we have at Albright. And that is a year's worth of costs. And then to the right, you're going to see some of our scholarships that we offer. We have the Trustee Award that is kind of based on your financial need. And then we have the Warren L. Davis Scholarship, which is a full ride. It is for students who have a 3.75 or higher in high school. So you go through an entire interview process and we award you a full ride based on how your interview goes. It's an awesome opportunity. You get to eat lunch with the president of the college and be invited back to campus. And it's awesome. We also have an talent award. So because we are a liberal arts college, we do have a audition process. If you are artistically inclined in music or arts or poetry, things like that, you can apply and go through an audition process with the faculty from that department. And if they like your work, you can get a scholarship for that. We have a legacy award. So if you have a brother, sister, mom, dad who graduated from Albright, you get that. And then we also have a United Methodist Award. We are a Methodist affiliated college, but we don't require you to take any kind of religious classes unless you are a religious studies major. So that's just something to think about. About 97% of Albright students receive financial aid. So I definitely recommend applying for the FAFSA whenever it comes time for your decision process. And then as far as academics go, we have about 150 plus different combinations of majors and minors that you can choose from. So a lot of different options. Some of our most popular majors are biology, business administration, psychology, and computer science. So it's a pretty wide variety there. A lot of our unique majors include fashion, game design and simulation, and music industry. I was actually a fashion major at Albright and I loved it. We're one of the only Northeastern schools who have a fashion program, so that's really awesome. And as far as campus life goes, we have residence halls, about 10 options there for you guys. We have apartment style living complexes. We have our traditional first year residence halls, co-ed floors, an RA on each floor, and then you have an additional roommate. We also have our dining services. So we have 3 meal plans that freshmen typically get. So the Gold Unlimited, you'll be able to get into the dining hall anytime you want. You can go in 10 times for breakfast. It really doesn't matter. And then you'll get 90 Albright bonus dollars, which you can spend at some of our on-campus eateries, such as Jake's Java, which is our coffee place, Peg's, which is a healthier version of our fast food place, and then Jake's, which is our fast food place. And then the silver plan is 14 meals a week and then 100 bonus dollars. And then bronze is 10 meals per week with 125 bonus dollars. So we have some awesome eating places on campus. And then clubs and organizations, we have so many different ones. We have academic, art clubs, gaming clubs, religious organizations, culture clubs. We even have our own fashion club called Club Vogue. We have Greek life here at Albright with 3 sororities, 3 fraternities, and 1 service fraternity, as well as a Latina sorority, which is coming in the fall. And then athletics, we are Division III, so we don't offer athletic scholarships, but we do still offer that varsity sport, experience for students who want to continue and do sports in college. We have about 24 varsity sports. They're all listed below, so you can kind of see if you're interested in playing one of the sports, if we have that one for you. We have men's, women's, and co-ed sports, and about 30% of our students are athletes. I actually was a student athlete at Albright. It was awesome. It was a great experience. You had a group of students to kind of go into automatically whenever you came on campus in your first semester. So it was really awesome. And you're still able to do your sport after high school. So for the admission process, we only have 2 requirements. We just need your application, and you can go online and fill out our big red application or use the Common App, which is what we always suggest. That way you can fill that out just once and send it to not only Albright, but also the awesome schools that are with us today. And then you need your high school transcripts, so just your freshman through junior grades. You can have your senior grades on there. That definitely helps us, but it's not necessary. We are test optional. We do recommend that if you do decide to give us your SAT or ACT grades, that it's a 1200 or above for the SAT and a 25 or above for the ACT. And we're rolling admissions, so we pretty much accept applications year round. So there's no deadlines or anything like that. So feel free to apply whenever, starting August 1st. And if you have anything that you need from me, you can reach out and contact us at our admission@albright.edu email, or just follow us and kind of see what we're doing on social media. Our TikTok is awesome. Our mascot always does dances and funny TikTok trends. So definitely give us a follow. And thank you guys so much. I'll leave my contact information for you guys below.
Well, thank you so much. Keep the questions coming in the Q&A section. So what I'm going to ask now is for all of our representatives to turn their cameras back on and come back together for a few questions that we can answer all together. And we're going to answer the questions in the order that we presented. All right. All right. So what advice would you give to someone going through the college search process right now?
I could offer so many pieces of advice here, but I think my biggest one is create an email address that is probably like your name, college, and maybe your graduation year. Maybe you can be a little more creative than that. But when we come to the end of the year for your graduation, you might lose your school email address. So it's always great to have one just for colleges.
Yeah, I love this question. So have the courage and be brave enough to explore colleges you may not have ever heard of before. And also hug the adults in your life that are helping you on this journey to and through college.
I know it's easier said than done, but visit schools you're interested in. You might have an idea in your mind, and then visiting the school and you're either pleasantly surprised or maybe kind of like, wow, I thought I'd love this, but it wasn't what I thought it was, to get a sense of the culture, to see if it's a good fit. I know 1 and 2 hour tour visit isn't going to give you all those answers, but pictures can only do so much, and you really can't get an idea unless you visit.
I'm going to kind of tag along on what Gabby and Tara said. I actually came all the way from Texas to go to Albright, so it was a big leap of faith, but I'm really glad that I did that. So definitely give that leap of faith. Try and branch out, and maybe, there's a college on your list that you aren't like too sure about, and it's far away, but go and visit it. Step outside the box and kind of, put yourself out there and do something that maybe you wouldn't want to do, and it could be the school that you choose. So yeah,
All right, the next question, what is your favorite event or tradition on campus?
Being in Boston, I think I'll have to refer back to hockey. It's kind of what we do here. In Boston, we have something called the Bean Pot, which, if you're not familiar, includes 4 schools. It's Northeastern, BU, which is Boston University, BC, which is Boston College, and Harvard or Harvard. And we all come together and we have these hockey games. We've won it the last few years, so hoping to kind of keep that streak up. But it's both for men's and women's hockey, and it is so much fun.
My one favorite is, if I have to pick of the 2 that I said in my presentation, my one favorite on campus is the field day that our students arrange for a local elementary school. Our students volunteer at this elementary school year round, and then they coordinate this field day event on Muhlenberg's campus for the elementary school. The energy is insane. And it's a day that our students' leadership and it's just a shining day for Muhlenberg. I love it.
Duquesne's class ring is actually its own character in itself. It's very popular. Students wear it years later. It's a thing. We even have a restaurant called the Red Ring. It's in Pittsburgh. It's for the public. It's a thing. Anyway, there's a little statue of the red ring, of the graduation ring on campus. And the way that the concrete is set up, there's like a big circle around it. So it's kind of like a little halo. And campus superstition is you can't go inside the circle because you will fail all of your exams. So you'll see people just kind of walking straight, and then they're like, oh man, I'm heading toward the halo. And they like have to weave around it. It's a real thing and it's wonderful.
I think for Albright, my favorite tradition is on your birthday, we have a pond and your roommates or your friends will throw you in on your birthday. So always be careful who you tell your birthday to, especially in the winter months because it gets really cold up here. But yeah, that's probably my favorite tradition. You can see on our TikTok, I actually got ponded. They recorded it. So you can kind of get a glimpse at what your fate lies ahead of you for our tradition.
Wow, I don't want that. Okay. Give an interesting or fun fact about your schools.
Again, since we're in Boston, I'll refer back to our cold weather fun fact here. About half of our campus or so is actually connected by underground tunnels. So if you do ever find yourself on a really kind of cold, wintry day, you can always take a tunnel to your class. Unfortunately, not the entire campus is connected, so you might have to pop your head up and see the Boston weather, but pretty cool if you're on campus during the winter.
So fun fact, Muhlenberg was the site of a Campbell's soup commercial in like the 80s. It is after school special meets Campbell's soup. And for everybody's entertainment purposes, I'm just going to go ahead and project this on you and throw it in the chat, the link to the YouTube, so you can watch it at your convenience. And it is probably not a fun fact. I just think it's fascinating, interesting, and hilarious.
So as I mentioned in my presentation, Duquesne was founded by Spiriton, the Spiriton division, and we are actually the first Spiriton college in the United States. So that's a little fun fact for everyone there.
A fun fact for Albright is we have our founder, Jacob Albright. We have a statue for him, and during different events on campus, we'll dress him up. So sometimes the swim team will dress him up right before their MAC championships in like goggles and a towel and flippers. For like first day orientation, when you move in, he'll have an orientation shirt on. So it's just a fun little thing we do on campus.
All right, we have a question in the Q&A that I think would be great to answer with everyone. Like, all of you are faith-based founding. How connected are you to your original founding? In same order.
So Northeastern, not so much. So I will probably skip this and let everyone else answer.
So Muhlenberg is, our namesake is Henry Muhlenberg, who brought the Lutheran faith to the United States from Germany. So we still practice the philosophy and a lot of the values of Muhlenberg, being a welcome, or of the Lutheran faith, being a welcoming space, being open to conversations. All faiths are welcome, all people are welcome, conversations are welcome. Intolerance is not tolerated, growth, learning, things like that. So we still embody the Lutheran roots part of that faith, but we are an incredibly religious, diverse institution with 1/3 of our students who identify as Jewish and are very active Jewish life. 1/3 of our students identify as Catholic. The other 1/3 are exploring, nothing, less than 10% Lutheran. Our chapel is absolutely beautiful. We do have a Lutheran pastor at Muhlenberg and also the director of Jewish life, and as well as other religious folks on campus. So that's a good question. Thanks for asking.
So the Spirited Mission really kind of, if I had to, describe it in a few words, it's the act of selflessness and helping others that are disadvantaged. And that's been practiced throughout our mission. That's actually a part of Duquesne's mission as well. And it's basically the concept of serving God by serving others, which in turn will help you serve yourself. So that is really rings true on campus, in the classroom, outside of the classroom, even within admissions. That's a part of our presentation when we start. So it's still ingrained all over campus with our students, with our faculty and our staff. But again, also very diverse. About 50% of our students have self-reported themselves as being Catholic, with the other half being all types of faith or no faith at all. We also have Jewish clubs on campus, we have Muslim clubs. So it's kind of a very beautiful thing, not to sound corny, but it really is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, for Albright, while we are Methodist based, we definitely do, try and be inclusive in all religions. We have a halal club for our Jewish students. We also have Muslim clubs, Catholic clubs, things like that. We have Catholic services that happen every Sunday, Muslim services, Jewish services. So while we are Methodist based, we definitely allow our students to kind of go whichever branch they feel comfortable with or have been practicing their entire life. And there are students who don't practice at all, which is also fine too. But we definitely have those resources and those services and clubs and things for all types of students. So we definitely welcome all religions at our school. Even though we are Methodist based, we just kind of give a scholarship for those who do practice that.
Wow, we got another question, everybody, in the Q&A. Are financial aid and scholarships available for international students?
At Northeastern, our federal financial aid is only available to domestic students. However, scholarships are all merit-based, so those can be awarded to any student regardless of their citizenship.
Yes, at Muhlenberg, scholarships are available for our international students.
Merit scholarships and additional scholarships offered through Duquesne are available for international scholarships, but federal aid is not.
Very similar. Federal aid isn't offered for international students, but we do have awesome scholarships like the Talent Award and merit scholarships that are definitely available for international students.
Well, thank you all for answering these great questions. Thank you to our panelists for all of their great presentations and answering the questions out of the Q&A live. That's pretty exciting. For all the participants that are out there, thank you for joining us. When we close this window, there will be a link for a quick 4-question survey. Just know that the representatives will also get your contact information and they'll be able to follow up with you if any questions aren't answered. Also, there's another session starting at the top of the hour, so feel free to log in for that. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session recording as well as others at strivescan.com/college essay guide. Thank you so much. Have a good day.